important as a general election.
Advice, do you think that people are looking towards the ideological now on, as opposed to the political rhetoric that usually claim the day, or who has put something in their pocket? Are people actually ideology facing, and could this be an indication of what would happen in 2027?
Thank you very much, Ndu. I think, first of all, I really agree. I couldn't agree more with Wanjiku, especially that coming from Wanjiku, that people are starting to be ideologically driven. Our politics, as we continue, every other time you realize that we might not be at 100% yet. But the rate at which the people want the conversation on issues is growing every other day. And that's why even today, when you check across social media, when you sit in the bars and other places, there is one thing that continues to come out, both from the people who are pro-government and those who are against government. They will continue telling you, okay, fine, but what exactly are we propagating? We as an opposition, and you realize people are asking themselves, what is the opposition offering as an alternative plan? So I agree that in truth, there is a rise in the level at which people want issue-based conversation. That's what is given. It might not be at 100%. We might not get there necessarily in the next election, but it started in 2022. The conversation started being more or less about what people are going to do, and it's moving forward. Now, when you look at your next question about our by-elections indicators, and I've always said, and I've said it even here, that by-elections have always been indicators to the general election. It has happened before. It will happen again. When I was in Jubilee, and the person who replaced me in Jubilee was just here with you this morning. And at that time, when we were moving towards the by-elections, we lost all by-elections, and we were government, and we were the ruling party. And we came up with all manner of excuses on why we lost those by-elections. True as it could be, we went to the election and still lost. So the by-elections that are happening today, when you see the results of those by-elections today, they should be able to start showing you what is going to happen in the general election. Remember, the by-elections are not just happening in one region. They're happening in cross-section parts of this country. So it is true that it's actually an indicator. And like what happened in Emurua Dikiri yesterday, for me, first of all, it was a show of a lot of gust for DCP to actually field a candidate. And getting 10,000 votes in Emurua was no mean achievement for DCP. It simply shows that you have some level of confidence that some people are having towards your political party, especially being an area that is a stronghold of the president. But it is also important to put it in context that Emurua Dikiri is also one of the unique constituencies that we have in the Republic of Kenya. When you look at the 2022 election, the vote difference between Ngeno and the second was roughly about less than 5,000 votes, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so percentage-wise, that would be very high, probably almost 60-70%. But when you come to the cumulative vote of then the president vis-a-vis Raila Odinga, Ruto still got 93%. So it is quite a tricky kind of constituency. You look at even the nominations in UDA, and there was a very tight race between the gentleman Blue, who was my favorite candidate because he's a young person, and the current winner. It was quite a tight race. So it also shows you that some parts of this country are extremely politically active, and they zero in on the candidate, and not necessarily just the political parties. They zero in on the candidate when it comes to the